Hello everyone and welcome back to the Game Movie Jerks. Sorry that we didn't have a Hollow Knight lore video for you last week. Today, in one of our last episodes of Hollow Knight lore, we will talk about dreams and the dream realm. This is a very complex topic with a lot of information surrounding it, but we won't be taking a deep 30-minute dive into it. I'll leave that to Mossbag. The dream realm is pretty much unknown to most, but it was a very important aspect of the Moth Tribe's culture. The Radiance herself created the Moth Tribe, similarly to Un in the Mosskin. The Radiance is often described as being a light brighter than Essence itself. Because the Radiance created the Moth Tribe, they worshipped her, and even built her a statue at the peak of Hallownest. Unfortunately, we all know the story from here. When the Pale King arrived and created Hallownest, many members of the Moth Tribe decided to worship him instead. This becomes evident when Seer says this shortly after disappearing. They forsook the light that spawned them, turned their backs to it, forgot it even. Over time, they forgot about the Radiance completely, which trapped her in the dream realm and sealed her away for good. We obviously know that she then started appearing in people's heads as the infection. What makes this lore confusing is the complexity of the dream realm. This realm is separate from the real world and consists entirely of dreams and memories of bugs. Differently colored essence is most likely caused by dreams of different bugs. However, there is a veil between the real world and the dream world, making travel there impossible under normal circumstances. There are some cases in which it is possible, which is obvious since you go there many times throughout the game. Powerful or skilled creatures like Seer or the Dreamers can travel here, and the Dreamers are even powerful enough to trap the Knight in there entirely. One other thing makes travel possible: an artifact created by the Moth Tribe, the Dream Nail. With this artifact came a prophecy of sorts, that at some point a wielder would come along and use the weapon to gather essence. Believing the Knight to be this wielder, the Seer saves you from your entrapment in the dream realm. She gives you the Dream Nail and tells you to gather the essence of Bug's dreams and bring it back to her. Eventually, enough essence awakens the nail and allows you to get past even the most powerful of seals, protecting you from peering into their dreams. The Seer tells you all this work is to repay her for her tribe's crimes, which would be them forgetting about the Radiance. From this, it is clear that the Seer disagrees with her tribe's actions. However, despite this, she acts similarly to what we have learned about the tribe, from being peaceful to tending spirit graves. Under the Pale King, the Moth Tribe was meant to be caretakers of the graves of the kingdom's departed spirits. The whole tribe was completely peaceful to all, with only two exceptions: Markoth and Thistlewind. There is little information about Thistlewind. He's just a spirit in the spirit's glade who wields a spear. However, Markoth is also part of the Moth Tribe, and he has both a dream shield and many nails. This brings us to the Dream Warriors. These fallen heroes are unimportant to the overall lore of the game, but they do serve as a simple proof of one concept. The concept of spirits themselves, actually. Obviously, not every bug is able to come right back as a spirit ghost thing. I mean, when we kill a random enemy, it doesn't come back immediately, right? Well, the warriors show us that only those who are particularly powerful can be reanimated with essence. Though their lore is not important, each one of them does have a little bit about them, so I'll share, since there isn't really enough to make a whole video. We'll start with previously mentioned Markoth, who left his tribe for mostly unknown reasons. It is fair to assume that he was exiled for not being pacifist, or perhaps because of the truth he was seeking. Supposedly, he had ventured around Hallownest searching for what truly happened to the Moth Tribe. Next will be Elder Hu was a traveling sage who sought to cure the infection from Hallownest. However, he clearly didn't know what exactly he was doing, as in the fungal wastes his own mind became infected. He then saw that the Mantis tribe had been infected, so he attacked them. He was obviously wrong, and this was a dumb decision, as the tribe completely killed him to death. I mean, just died to death, just obliterated. Gorb, who was the best, most interesting, revolutionary, and powerful character of all time, claimed to be of higher thought. He tried to convince others of this and convince them to ascend with him. Again, Gorb is awesome. Next would be Galleon, who was an undefeated warrior and claimed to be the strongest in all of Hallownest. He sought to prove this to the Pale King, possibly in hopes to become one of the 5 Great Knights. In a mission to prove his strength and deepness, he was finally defeated, and his corpse was left where he died. Marmu was a brave protector of the Queen's gardens and the Queen herself. Before a retreat from the traitor mantises, the Queen told him that when he returned, she would teach him how to fly. Unfortunately, he died before that day, and a totem was put up as a memorial to him. No Eyes basically just freaked out about the infection and decided to try to protect both herself and other bugs. This attempt at protection was, of course, ripping her eyes out, something a perfectly sane person would do.
This man is not insane. Now, there's nothing wrong with it or you.
Kramer, maybe...
No. I'll show you.
Zero is the last of the warriors, and he also became infected, much like No Eyes or Elder Who. With his infected mind, he sought to end the plague of infection with swift violence. He eventually turned against the Pale King and was quickly extinguished. Even being brought back as a spirit, he still did not see his actions as wrong. In our video on the Grim Troop, I talked about the Nightmare Realm and its relation to the Dream Realm. Long ago, they were together as one, but they were eventually separated. Watch that video to learn more and hear more on my theories regarding that. Very complex dreams seem to almost be their own realms, like the Nightmare Realm. Godhome is small, but very complex. It contains the minds of many Godseekers and projects other beings into it. The White Palace dream is also very complex. It keeps many worshippers' minds running along with an entire palace in place. This cannot be a simple dream. It must be something else, like its own much smaller realm. Another example of this would be the dream of Un, which created an entire race, the Mosken. I know this has been a sort of loosely fit together video. The Dream Realm is huge and lore expands across all of Hollownest, so a lot of lore regarding it seems unconnected. I truly just wanted to talk about the Dream Realm and the Dream Warriors. Our next episode will be our last, unless another great idea for the video comes up. Hopefully I'll be able to do videos covering Silksong, if that even ever comes out. See you guys next time on the Game Movie Jerks.